All right, so goodbye floors. It's been nice knowing you, but I have to say goodbye. No more rust, no more Corsil, no more nothing. Just farewell, farewell, my floors. All right, there it is. No more ugly looking floors to look at. Yay. Now I have to finish framing it in, and one more layer of foam and framing it out like I did here. And then I got all my wood sorted out, and then we'll go at it. If I can ever get the time around here. Too many kids. Not enough Daniel time. Anyway, nice. I got something done. It was like, what, 2 hours, 3 hours? Got all this laid down. But that's easy. This is like the easiest job. And you know what's really cool is I made sure I did 48-inch sheets. I didn't like cut them short. So there was a little crack in there, but you know what? It turned out perfect, because if I would have shortened it up, perfectly fit, 48, right to the very edge. I love the way they designed these buses. Multiples of 48. I mean, when they were thinking about it, they figured plywood's going down, so they designed a bus. These buses are so amazingly designed. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about this method of madness I'm doing here on the framing. Kind of my own idea. I'm going to be using hardwood, maple, on the floor, and I'm not going to be using any plywood. So basically I'm setting up joists every 16 inches. But what I'm doing is using treated 1x4s as opposed to 2x4s going all the way down. And this way there's a layer of insulation between that and the treated wood, which is going to be resistant to mold and stuff. And now my hardwood boards, my rooster agrees with that. I had polyacrylic, that's it, I always forget the name of that, on the bottom of my maple boards. So I haven't done anything with the tops, and what I'm going to do is first install them, sand it all level down, and then finish it. So anyway, everything under here should be water resistant. And as you can see, I have 2 layers of this foam board. There's 3/4 inch foam board, and it all lines up so you get a nice flush, framing to do your wood. And I suppose you can put plywood over this as well, but and then you can nicely secure it down. But I think, why just go to finish 3/4 inch board flooring, and then you have it done, finished. So anyway, I'm going to kind of show what I do here on a section. Okay, so what I'm using is just liquid nails, extreme heavy duty. I had some other stuff that what was it, 300. Oh, let me see here, in case you don't have the liquid nails. I don't, here it is, PL 300 foam board, Loctite. Ran out of that, can't get it anywhere, so this liquid nails seems to be doing. So I glue everything down. As you can see, I've just moved this. These things still move. So you want to kind of do your foam boards before this stuff sets, so that you can kind of move it around. I basically put my caulking like on the edge here, so it just kind of seals to the wood as well. And my rooster agrees with that as well. Okay. So kind of, we get a seal to the board on the side, as well as a seal to the foam below. And then I go just kind of do a diagonal thing like that. There. All right, so I haven't even checked this. I probably should have checked it before I stuck it in. So at any rate, there it goes. Nicely in. And then use your mallet to kind of set it in place. And you know, you could put, I have a lot of different, you know, weights here. Kind of put some, I even was using firewood, kind of set it in place, you know, until it dries. And so it adheres good. And there you go. So that's one. And now you can see I messed this up, but that's the kind of nice thing about put your foam board, because you can kind of move it around if you need to, or even tighten it up against there. And so I'm going to put my next one in. So the kind of nice thing about a bus conversion is you can experiment your own way. Then of course you have to live with the results. It's kind of like life. Maybe that's why I like it so much. It's like life. Yeah, I ran out of cement. Ran out of glue here. So 1 second. Got another tube in here, so I can finish this. And you know, be prepared to buy dozens of these tubes. I don't know, this stuff goes very fast. Maybe I'm overdoing the glue, but you know what? At this point, it doesn't much matter, because so as you see, it's really nice that these things can move, and then you can pound it in. You know, everything. So you want to do the foam, you know, after you do some sections, while the glue is still wet on the boards, your framing boards. And there it is. And then you got a nice frame. And I'm going to put some stuff on here to just glue it down. So there it is. I got one more to do here, and then I might do a couple more runs. Basically got the rest of this finished, got all that done, and then we put on the flooring, which is ready to roll. All right, one thing I didn't mention is that when I'm putting my end boards in, whoops, wrong gun. I use spray foam on the crack here. And then put my caulking down, or cement, or liquid nails, or whatever you want to call it. So there you go. Kind of always use your hammer to set things in place. And I'll probably put a block on this. Alright, so I'm going to put this last piece in and call it a day. And I kind of bend the foam a little bit there to kind of get the ends in. And there it is. Nicely in place. A little gap going on here, and I don't know what's if that is my foam or that's my board. We're going to check it. And it might be the board is curved out. Okay, so as it turned out, this board here was twisted, you know, wasn't perfectly straight board. So I turned it around and it fit more snugly. So when I do this part here, I'm just gonna have to be aware that there's kind of a bow. So what I did here also is I put some weight on the ends because I really pushed it in tight as much as I could. You know, I pushed it in, and that's kind of holding it in place. But one thing I wanted to say, you know, on how I did my floors using, you know, I didn't put like sheets of metal supporting the weaker spots, and you know, I just used that long strand Bondo. And what I'm kind of figuring is going to happen here, and it's already, I can, you know, so when I walk on these floors, you know, there's some spots are a little bit, you can tell, are weak. But once this whole thing is on there, and I can already tell when I step on this, the things shift totally. Nothing is moving at all. And this is also some weak areas right here. And it's, you know, just having that 2 layers, having the wood in there. So all of this, even though there's some weak spots, I didn't go crazy putting in metal sheets and all that. I just like it did the long strand Bondo. And I think it's going to be great. And it, you know, and not to mention when I start putting my hardwood floor, you know, there's going to be supports every 16 inches, so nothing underneath is going to move or give because all the weight is going to be on these long supports, which are on the foam, which are on, you know, the whole sheet of metal. So any little weak spots are not going to play. There's not going to be any movement. I'm almost positive, and that's why I did what I did. Okay, so this is what I wanted to kind of show, how solid this becomes after the second layer. You know, I mean, it's really, there's no creaking, there's no, you know, like when I get over to this one layer here, then everything kind of, you can hear everything kind of moving around. You know, like you can feel a squishy floor in a couple of spots where, you know, it wasn't the strongest, which I also had over here. But once you get on here, you see, just really, I love it, nice and solid. I could see a good floor, solid floor being put on this. So there we go, moving along.